The following program contains facts about diabetes. Viewer attention is recommended.
Hey baby, guess what? I'm making dinner tonight.
What's the occasion? I thought we were going to buy food as usual.
Nothing special, just thought of making dinner for us.
What is it? And how much is it going to hurt my pocket?
Why is it that every time I try to do something for you, you think it's gonna hurt your pocket?
Fine, dinner tonight then. But your ramen's on fire.
You know I love you, right?
What is it, Peaches?
I signed us up for a talk show so we can see about your problem.
What? Are you serious? Before you say we go by a private doctor to see about my private problem, you want to go on a talk show in front of Trini people? By the way, is this lie?
Well, it's causing problems in our relationship and it needs to be solved. FYI, it's free and it's not going to hurt your pocket. Because we all know you ain't going to pay no doctor.
I am not going to any talk show and that's final. I will not hear the end of this from the guys at the office.
You are going because I said so. Trust me, those guys are having the same problem.
You need to respect my decision. I said I'm not going and that's final.
Look here. You are going and that's it. Try and get that in your thick skull.
No chance of winning this convo. Well, I guess I'm going.
Welcome and thanks for signing up to be on our show. We are going to start a series of tests today in preparation for the live show.
Hi, today I don't have any health problems that I'm aware of, you know. I'm quite fine.
I'm aware of the situation with you and your husband, madam, but you can stick around and work on your relationship. Also, you can get a free checkup if you like.
I hope I can get over my sickness for now. I need this. I need my sight.
Wait now, is that sort of sick people have to be around for 1 week? I have Zen, Space and Preview to hit this week now. Oh, and don't forget your rig too, Maxie?
It's you who signed me up for this, you know. So stay your tail here. Forget all them clubbing.
It's time for Name That Disease! Let's welcome Dr. Hernandez, Dr. Prasad, and your host, Dr. Chen. Hello ladies and gentlemen, hello audience, hello viewers out there in TV land, thanks for joining us. We have on our show today 3 eager persons to find out the causes and solutions to their problems. They are Max, Sheila, and Charlie. Welcome guys, and how are you today?
We're fine.
Well, you all are guinea pigs for the past week and I am sure you are anxious to find out your diagnosis. Firstly, let's inform the doctors and our audience of your problem. Sheila, do you want to begin?
Oh God, Doc, I real tired. What to do? Real stressed.
Doc, pressure with the wifey boy.
Your wife Peaches is also here today. Hi Peaches! Were you all able to work out your relationship during the time of testing?
Yeah, our relationship is better than ever. What do you mean you have pressure with your wife? Are you sure you all are speaking with the right doctors? We have a little problem getting Johnny Boy up now.
Ooh, impotency.
Hey Doc, you're not that bad, you know. She just be screaming at the top of her voice, you know. A lie, princess?
Aww, you're so sweet to Peaches. Huh? Princess? The man will last more than 2 minutes. That is doing nothing for me, you know. And by the way, he too sweet for me.
Okay then. And what about you, Charlie?
Well, let's just say I'm getting blind. My vision is blurred.
Well, let's look at the results.
From this conducted, I'm really disheartened to say that you all have diabetes. What a choice of words. This Max, literally too sweet for me. I can't handle it now. That is too much sugar. Like again, it ain't better now.
To be exact, Sheila and Charlie has type 1 diabetes, while Max has type 2 diabetes. What? Diabetes what? What sorcery are you talking about?
Me? Diabetes? That cannot be. I don't eat sweets. I don't even have a belly like Fat Man here.
Oh me, I can't have diabetes. Since some of them are quite confused about diabetes, could you shine some light on diabetes, Dr. Hernandez?
Well, diabetes is an impairment in the body which inhibits the conversion of glucose to energy.
Wait a minute. I can't have diabetes enough because I Don't eat this glucose thing you're talking about.
Well, Max, glucose is the main source of energy for your body, and without it, you wouldn't be alive, since vital organs such as your brain requires it.
We all consume glucose in the form of carbohydrates, which are found in foods such as bread, rice, potatoes, fruits, and even milk, just to name a few.
Carbohydrates are referred to as polysaccharides. These are molecules which are made up of a number of monosaccharides or sugar molecules such as glucose, which are bonded together.
You see, carbohydrates have to be first broken down or digested before glucose is used for energy.
I learned about this in school. I think an enzyme is used for this, right?
Yes, Charlie, you are right. In a mouth, an enzyme called amylase begins the breakdown of carbohydrates into its simplest form, glucose.
Here is an illustration of the carbohydrate digestion process.
These are the main organs involved in the carbohydrates digestion process, which continues in the next diagram, as seen here.
It is after this process that your problem arises.
How so, Doc? Well, first let us differentiate between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is where your pancreas does not produce sufficient amount of the hormone insulin, while type 2 is where enough insulin is produced. However, your body cells do not respond to the insulin.
Don't worry, it will be clear to you all by the end of the show, okay? I promise you that. You see, our body needs to control the amount of glucose that is in our blood. Too much or too little can be harmful to our health. Dr. Prasad, can you please start us off in how glucose levels are controlled in our body?
Well, in normal, healthy individuals, an organ in our body called the pancreas has special cells called the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans. These beta cells produce a hormone called insulin when blood glucose levels are high, that is, in the well-fed state.
So, does the insulin cause glucose to disappear? What does it do if a lot of glucose is in our body? Does it convert all the glucose?
Well, let us first start with what happens in normal, healthy individuals. The terms are going to get very biochemical, so keep up with us, okay? The beta cells of the pancreas produce insulin when there are high levels of glucose in the blood. The insulin then binds to the two alpha subunits of the tyrosine kinase insulin receptors, which are located on myocytes, adipocytes, and hepatocytes, which are muscle cells, fat cells, and liver tissue, respectively. The tyrosine kinase receptors is said to be transmembranous, meaning part is on the outside of the cell, while the other part is on the inside. Here is a diagram of this receptor.
The two alpha subunits of the receptor then relay the message through the cell membrane to the two beta subunits which are embedded inside the cell. When this signal reaches the cytoplasm, there is phosphorylation, which is the addition of a phosphate group. In this case, the insulin receptor substrate 1, also known as IRS1, is phosphorylated by tyrosine kinase and it becomes activated.
The activated IRS1 then binds to an enzyme called phosphoenolithiazide 3 kinase, known as PI3K, at its SH2 region, which activates it.
So you mean all of this goes on inside our bodies?
Yes, Max, it does. But in your body, something is wrong with the process. Let us continue. I assure you, you will understand.
This diagram shows the insulin signaling to glycogen metabolism. The activated PI3K causes the conversion of the phosphatidylinosyl 4,5-biphosphate PIP2 to phosphatidylinosyl 3,4,5-triphosphate PIP3. This reaction then indirectly activates another enzyme called protein kinase B, PKB, which is then bounded to PIP3. Activated PKB then phosphorylates another enzyme called glycogen synthase kinase 3, GSK3, to deactivate it.
PKB also causes the movement of the transporter group 4 to move from the internal plasma vesicles to the plasma membrane, causing an increase in the uptake of glucose from the blood.
Since GSK3 usually phosphorylates glycogen synthase to deactivate it, glycogen synthase is now able to work and it converts free monosaccharide glucose into the polysaccharide glycogen.
So basically, insulin causes the conversion of excess glucose to glycogen.
Yes, Max. One question, what is glycogen?
Glycogen is a polysaccharide that is the body's storage unit of glucose. Here is the structure of glycogen.
So if that does happen in normal people, what's going on with we?
Well, we will explain yours and Charlie's type 1 diabetes first, and then Max's type 2. Is that okay?
Sure, Doc.
Type 1 diabetes is also known as insulin-dependent diabetes mellitus. It is thought to be caused by an autoimmune destruction of beta cells of the pancreas which produces insulin. Simply, insulin causes liver, muscle and fat cells to increase its uptake of glucose from the blood to store it as glycogen. Individuals like Sheila and Charlie tend to have high blood glucose levels. This condition is known as hypoglycemia.
Chronic or long-term hyperglycemia has effects on your body such as increased appetite, excessive thirst, increased urine output, tiredness, weight loss, dehydration, and possibly death.
Wait a minute, we gonna die? What madness? I'm still young and petrified. I can't die now.
Hold on, Miss Sheila. You are not going to die. There is a way to circumvent these symptoms from occurring. Patients such as you will need to take daily doses of exogenous insulin. The injected insulin will bind to insulin receptors and convert glucose to glycogen as in healthy individuals. You don't have a choice if you want to prevent further damage to the organs in your body.
I was just thinking about this whole situation. I always thought that something was just wrong with my eye, that I was just short-sighted or something.
Well, Charlie, diabetes can cause problems for the eye because the high glucose levels in your blood causes the lens of your eye to become swollen, thus changing its shape, resulting in blurred vision.
So what about me? Like all you want my wife to leave me or? She real impatient, you know.
Well, Max, type 2 diabetes is known as non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Here, high blood glucose levels or hyperglycemia is caused by insulin resistance. At a cellular level, a decline in insulin receptor tyrosine kinase activity and a decrease in the phosphorylation of important proteins in the enzyme cascade, such as IRS1, results in insulin resistance. IRS1 is the first protein to be phosphorylated, and it is activated after insulin binding. Degradation of this protein prevents protein interactions and activation. This results in diminished downstream signaling, and it indirectly increases the blood glucose level.
The excess fat in the diet accumulates in the extracellular space in the cell since fat breakdown is not efficient. This in turn inhibits glucose uptake by the GLUT4 transporters, and glucose and insulin also accumulate in the extracellular space. The inhibition of the work of insulin thus causes the brain to think that the body is starving and initiates the onset of a process called gluconeogenesis. This is the synthesis of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. This diagram illustrates type 2 diabetes.
You see, when insulin is turned on, it increases glucose uptake. Thus, the activity of glucokinase in the liver is increased. Also, the activity of glycogen synthase rises as glycogen synthesis occurs. In addition, protein synthesis and fat synthesis also increases the work of the enzymes acetyl-CoA carboxylase and lipoprotein lipase. Insulin increases glucose breakdown, a process called glycolysis, where acetyl-CoA is formed after the link reaction, and thus the activity of the enzyme PFK1 and pyruvate dehydrogenase is increased.
It, however, decreases processes that occur when your body is in need of glucose, such as gluconeogenesis, where glucose is made from non-carbohydrate sources. Here, it inhibits the work of pyruvate carboxylase and PEPCK. In addition, glycogenolysis is where glycogen is broken down to form glucose. Insulin decreases the activity of the enzyme glycogen phosphorylase, and finally, lipolysis, where fat is broken down.
Therefore, insulin must be regulated since it is only needed in the well-fed state.
You see, Max, your problem arises due to the fact that your abdomen is very large. As stated before, the excess fat in the diet accumulates in the extracellular spaces, resulting in the inhibition of glucose uptake by the GLUT4 transportase, leaving high glucose in the blood.
You see, Max, there is a chemical called nitric oxide that is released into the bloodstream. This chemical messenger causes the smooth muscles and arteries in the penis to relax so blood flow can occur. This damage to the blood vessels blocks the release of nitric oxide, causing the constriction of blood vessels and reduces blood flow to the penis, resulting in impotency.
So what is the solution to my problem?
It better be a fast responding one, or not?
Well, I would definitely recommend exercise. But for now, I will prescribe some fast enhancement drugs for you after the show.
So remember guys, anything you eat it in moderation. This always helps to alleviate the symptoms of diabetes. And don't forget to visit our website for more information on diabetes. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for joining us. Bye!